Hi, my name is Cherie, and I'm just going to leave it there. It's the first day of National Poetry Month, and I've been saying to myself that I wanted to share some poetry, not necessarily for other people, but maybe for me, to get back to the basics of what I love. So, in thinking about April being the month of National Poetry Month and Jazz Appreciation Month, I said I was going to share something each day of the month. So I was thinking, what should I share? And then the thought was like, should I do a theme? And I was like, no. And then it just popped in my head like something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue. Like blue meaning sad. Because if I can be completely transparent, I've been dealing with sadness or grief in like a different way in my life for just a period of time. So I know something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue normally refers to when you get married. And I really feel like I've been married to words for like maybe like written words for so many years of my life. So for those of my students or participants in my Best of Me program who come past this, you know that I've been keeping a journal since I was 13 years old. Probably earlier than that, but the oldest journal I have is from when I was 13. I find that I'm the most solid and happy when I'm writing more in journals than online. So I recommit to myself to doing that more often this month. So today I'm going to share something, I guess you can say something blue, meaning sad, not the color, because I've been dealing with, and I don't want to say struggle because I don't think I'm struggling with it. I've been dealing with anxiety. I struggled with it, but now I'm dealing with it. And I wrote this in the beginning of the summer, and my therapist prompted me to write. She said, I want you to write a piece about anxiety. And then she heard it and she was like, whoa, you need to publish this piece about anxiety. So here's my attempt to publish it in my bedroom, completely unfiltered, on the first day of National Poetry Month. I've bitten my nails for 7 months straight. You can't see the way my heart palpitates. My mind twists things from your wildest dreams and makes them feel real. The thoughts they spin, they're spun. You say just stop it, but they've just begun. The trauma digs up horror memories from two. So you tell me what I'm supposed to do. Keep blazing the trails, ignore the issues, because the world doesn't need another snotty tissue. Thump, thump, aching head. Bury myself in the covers in bed. Sleep, sleep, but I never slumber, because anxiety wakes me like a crash of thunder. My eyes glimmer in the dark night, like cat eyes in the room, and my husband praying I get rest soon. My heart races through stop signs like Zoom, wondering will relief come soon. High-paid doctors peddle pills and tell you to resume life. Too skeptical to grant time for true rest. Physicians pad the pockets of paid pharmaceutical professionals, maybe creating bodies for beds in addiction clinics. Back to the basics. Back to the basics. So every morning on my knees, I'm praying to God because it's sacred. After all, no one else can see or unravel the invisible threads anxiety has knotted. You tell them you're hurting, and the next minute they've forgotten. I'm thankful for the peace that I cannot yet see, but I'm determined for anxiety to take its violent hands off me. So that piece does not have a title. It's still very, 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 very raw and relevant to me because although I feel like I have all these tool belts, like all these tools in my tool belts to deal with it, it's like you just want it to stop, right? And I feel like the word anxiety is like a buzzword. Like I was watching the new season of the Kardashians and she's like, oh, you leaving these hangers in the closet like this gives me anxiety. But it's like so much deeper than that, right? So those of you who know what true anxiety is, or you've dealt with like postpartum anxiety or just anxiety in any form, you know it's a little bit deeper than just leaving hangers in the closet and that just gives you anxiety. That's not the type of anxiety I'm talking about. So if you can relate to that, I would love to like chat with you more in the comments. But I don't want to draw this out, and I just want to say thank you for listening to my Something Blue. If you're interested in more of my poetry, you can find my YouTube channel at SherieYvette.com. And I also have published a poetry book called Selah, Stop and Think a few years back. It also doubles as a personal journal. So not only is it just a book with some lady's poetry in it, but it also has space for you to journal and write into your heart's content. So if you are a writer and you haven't written, you could get back with me. Like, I get emotional thinking about it because I think it's like a trick of the enemy for me as a believer of Christ, for me not to do something I know is therapeutic and what I'm meant to do. So I'm committing to writing, and maybe I'll share some of those something news with you this month during National Poetry Month. And I encourage you to pick up your pen and to write too. So thank you for listening to my Something Blue poetry today.